You ready? Here we go. Good morning. Loud noise outside. Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? Welcome back. It is time for a brand new week of streams, and I'm excited. Today on the show, we have several interesting topics to talk about, including taking a look at my idea for the reward for this week's goals being hit. In addition, I want to do a little bit of a follow-up on a highlight video that I had made for you guys during my day off that actually performed really well. And lastly, the question of, should I play Dragon Age Veilguard, may be answered this morning, because I've basically been challenged with watching the most cringe-worthy scene of the game. And I've been told that if I watch this scene and I survive it, then perhaps I should play the game. But if I can't take it, then I should skip it. And that just sounds so fascinating to me. I think we actually have to take up this challenge, all right? Plus today, a full day of gameplay, including the premiere of Life is Strange Double Exposure and the continuation of the Black Ops 6 campaign. So we've got a good one in store for all of you on today's fun return episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
Whoa, that was fast. Hold on, I wasn't ready. I was reading chat, and I was scratching my nose, and I was doing a few things. I was like, wait a minute. Wow, that intro is way faster than I remember. All right, I should have done the full intro for the beginning of the week, huh? All right, everyone, so welcome to the show. I'm DSP, and today is Sunday, the 3rd of November, 2024, my return day for the week. Schedule for this week, a little bit, not weird, but there's a day off in the middle of the week. If you remember, I told you guys that my goal is that hopefully, moving forward, every once in a while, I can have a little bit of extra time off to spend with my family and or do important stuff. That's exactly what is happening this week. Instead of doing 6 straight days of streaming, I'm going to have 4 days of streaming, then a day off, then another day of streaming, and then another day off. See what I'm mean? So this is going to happen a couple times over the course of this month, likely. And I hope that you guys understand there's good reason for it. You know, I'm trying to basically now have time with my wife. That's not, hey, honey, let's spend an hour together between me running 400 errands and chores. In fact, to give you some perspective, like, that's literally what yesterday was. Even though yesterday was my day off, most of the day was spent with me running around doing errands and chores. I had to run and do grocery shopping. I had to pick up a bunch of stuff. I had to return a couple things that we had bought last week that didn't work out. And we have to get our money back or do exchanges. So I'm out for like half the day. And by the time I get home, we eat dinner. And now we have like an hour or two to relax. And that's it. And that's the day off. Like, that's not much of a day off, right? So this week is a little off, but it's still going to be a great week. All right? To give you a quick summary of what you can expect. Today, it's the premiere of Life is Strange Double Exposure. I'm excited for this game for a couple of reasons. All right, the first reason is the original Life is Strange was a super fun game. It really was. It had a lot of silly characters and dialogue you could make fun of, but it had a lot of interesting, real like life decisions and choices that were kind of meaningful. The writing was pretty good. The supernatural powers of Max, who could manipulate time to try to fix things, but sometimes ending up making them worse, was a very intriguing concept at the time. The entire choose-your-own-adventure style game had been dominated by Telltale games at the time, and to see a different studio take it on was actually interesting. I particularly remember that originally I was not going to play the original Life is Strange, and my viewers convinced me to try it, and I ended up absolutely loving it, okay? So, today we play the direct sequel, so I'm excited for it. Now listen, I'm well aware that this is going to have certain themes in it, right? It's going to have certain emphasis of certain stuff, and that's okay, really. Like, as long as it's done in the context of the game and we know what we're expecting, right? It's fine. And I think that's really where a lot of people are getting misconceptions about wokeness in video games, okay? In quick summary of this, of my opinion on this, as long as it's in context with what's going on in the game and the universe and it makes sense, then it's fine, right? The original Life is Strange was a coming-of-age story about this girl, Max, going to school, getting to this weird same-sex relationship. Was it a friendship? Was it a crush? It was hard to tell. But then there's this murder mystery going on. And she has these strange time manipulation powers. And it all was fine. Like, not once did I think in that game, oh, this is so offensive or cringe. It was fun. It was actually a fun game. If you take an existing game universe that didn't have that stuff in it, and now you interject that stuff into the universe, that changes the whole tone and everything of the universe, that's when I feel it's out of place, you see? So, let's see today how it goes. I've heard good things about Life is Strange Double Exposure, so I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that it actually ends up being really good, really fun, well-written, interesting plot, you know? I guess we'll find out. I actually don't even know what the plot is. I don't. I haven't even looked into it. I just said, oh, direct sequel to the original Life is Strange. Sounds good, because that was my favorite one. I would say the original Life is Strange is my favorite, and Life is Strange True Colors is my second favorite. Life is Strange 2 was effing terrible. And then there was the prequel, which I didn't like because there were no powers involved, so that kind of sucked, you know? So I'm looking forward to this today. Now, many of you may not. Many of you will be like, oh, a plot of a girl who's, you know, a certain way leaning and these certain themes. If it's not for you, that's fine. I get it. For me, I think I'm going to enjoy it, and I hope that you'll stick around to watch it. If not, it's cool. You can come back for one of my many other streams when we're not going to be playing this game. Yeah, by the way, I've heard that Life is Strange Double Exposure is roughly around 8 hours long. It can be a little bit longer. You can take more time with it, or in my case, I have an interactive audience, so likely it'll be a little bit longer than that, but that's about the length of the playthrough, probably 8 to 10 hours. Okay? Cool. All right. Then tonight on the late stream, okay? 6:40, or I should say 7 p.m. Pacific time, we're going to be doing more of the Black Ops 6 campaign. Now, I've only played 2 hours of this campaign earlier in the week, like much earlier, right? And I thought it was funny. I know a lot of people are like, oh, but it's supposed to be serious. Nah, I'm sorry, dude. I thought it was funny. Like, the first mission was just, you know, kind of zany, not even that serious. And then you get into a freaking puzzle for 45 minutes. And then the first major mission is stealth. It's Call of Duty. Why? It's not GoldenEye or, you know, James Bond. So why is there's, like, heavy stealth at the very beginning? Anyway, I've had fun with it. I'm looking forward to more on the late stream tonight. I hope you'll join me for that. Tomorrow is React Day. Our next to last React Day, because guess what? DSP versus the Internet is only 2 shows away from being retired, okay? So tomorrow we'll have the Clips show on DSP React, and then we'll have DSP's Retro React stream to Silent Hill 1, where we're going to conclude the playthrough of Silent Hill 1 on DSP Throwback tomorrow night, and we're going to try to determine, do we want to keep doing DSP Throwback nights once a week, or do we want to maybe put them on hold for a bit so I could focus on game releases and get through them, okay? Then on Tuesday, I think we're going to do a daytime stream of Call of Duty Black Ops 6 multiplayer. And last time around, I swapped from the marksman rifle to the auto shotty, and I was tearing people up with it. So we'll probably continue with that a bit, and then maybe we'll switch it up again, go to another new weapon. Maybe I'll use an assault rifle, because I haven't used one in a while, and we'll continue with the unlocks and the fun. And then Tuesday night will be Life is Strange Double Exposure again on the late stream. And then we've basically got, like, Wednesday kind of wide open. And this is where we're going to start talking today about what we want to do moving forward. Do I want to play Veilguard or not? So we'll talk about that in a minute. Like I said, I've been challenged to watch this like clip of the game and to comment on it and to determine based on that clip if this game is something that I want to play. Okay? So we're going to do that today. Maybe that'll influence my decision. I'm not sure. I guess we're going to find out. So Wednesday's kind of wide open. It could be anything. It could be the campaign of Call of Duty. It could be multiplayer of Call of Duty. It could be Life is Strange. I'm not sure what I want to do on Wednesday. Thursday, I'm off. I'm not here. Thursday is actually a very busy day for me. There's appointments, but my wife and I are also going to be doing some fun stuff together. Like, we want it to be our day together to do good stuff because we don't get those days too often anymore. So that's Thursday. And then Friday, I'm back. All right. Now, Friday is a weird day because, number one, I'm supposed to be getting a PS5 Pro this week. A fan has donated it. Now, I don't know when it's going to ship and show up. It might ship early and I get it on the 6th. It might ship on the 7th and I might get it on the 7th, but I'm not home on the 7th. So if I'm not here to accept the delivery, maybe they'll try to redeliver it on the 8th. Now, I will be home all day on the 8th. So whenever I get this PS5 Pro, whenever it happens, it could be earlier, it could be later, I don't know. I plan on doing an unboxing right here on stream to show you the system. I want to hook it up. I want to do some testing with it. What I'd like to do is maybe play some of the bigger games that were PlayStation exclusives. Let's play Horizon Forbidden West. Let's play some of God of War Ragnarok, right? Let's push this system to its limits and pump up the graphics up to like 120 hertz, and let's see how it works, right? How smooth is it and everything. So I guess we'll see how it goes, and when I get it, that's going to be a piece of my content coming up this week. But in addition, this Friday, okay, is the release of Slitterhead, the new horror action game where it's set in Japan, by the way, and you're someone who's like a body jumping demon or something like that, and you're jumping around controlling people, and you're fighting other demons and trying to save the people while they're all being like mutated by these creatures. So it's a really interesting like horror fusion game. And I'm very interested in it, and I think I want to play it. But I guess the question is, excuse me, how are we going to balance all of this, right? I don't know. This is a lot. You know, we got 2 modes of Call of Duty I'm trying to play. Life is Strange, the possibility of Veilguard, and Slitterhead, and the PS5 Pro all in 1 week. That's a lot to do. So, let's see how it goes, and we'll go from there. No, we're not doing it. See, that's the thing. Kyle says, no fighting games. When exactly will we be doing them? You see, this is what happens this time of year. So much happens in a very short period of time, right? That it's very hard to stay in line with all of it, to not get backlogged. And right now, like for example, what happened to A Quiet Place? When am I supposed to play it, right? This is what happens this time of year. So I totally get it. For those of you who are fans of a certain kind of content, like fighting games, and I'm not playing them right now, I get it if you're upset. Really. If you're someone who is looking forward to me maybe playing more of a certain part of a game, like a lot of people have said, we want more of the campaign of Call of Duty. You're taking too long to play it. I'm doing my best, right? But I can only play so much. I'm one man, right? I'm here 6 days a week, pretty much. But even then, it's hard to juggle this time of year and make everybody happy. So, and in addition to all of that, everything I just mentioned, I may be making a brief guest appearance on Kino Casino this week. I will give you more details about that when it's locked in. As of now, we're in discussions, but it hasn't been determined yet. All right? Reason being because they're doing a special on Tuesday, and they want to get like all the people that they're kind of like, you know, friendly with on the show for a few minutes. So I'm talking with them about that, and I'll let you know if and when that happens too. Okay? Okay. So what a week we have in store for you guys. Now, let's get to our first topic of the day. Right here. We have hit 47 straight streams of support where we have hit the goals and crushed the trolls. And the content continues, the momentum continues, the positivity continues, right? So thank you guys so much for that. I really, really appreciate that. You've been amazing. Now, FYI, we already have some support today that I'm going to shout out, and we're going to start counting towards the goal. But what we want to talk about today is, what will the new goal be? All right, the new reward, that is. Once again, I have to give credit to my wife, Kat. She's come up with something completely unique that I would not have come up with. She thought this up, looked it up, and I was like, this sounds interesting. This might be something people want. Okay? I want it. It sounds good. So what is it? Well, I'll tell you in a moment. Let's do shout outs first, and then we'll get to it. Okay? So, starting off today, first of all, we have a $2 super chat from Darkside Matthew, who says, the king is back. Thank you so much, Darkside Matthew, for the first YouTube side contribution. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. It's actually $1.99, but that's fine. We'll count it as 2. The king is very generous. He'll front you the penny. How about that? Pausen popped their 33-month membership notification on YouTube. Thank you so much, Pausen, for 33 straight months of support here on the channel. I appreciate it. Tips. We have a couple of tips that have come in this morning. First off, there was an overnight tip for $5 from Only Iced Infinite. Now, hold on a second here. Let's get an animation going. Let's get him on the leaderboard, and then let's read what he had to say. If the page will load. Right now, it is very, very, very delayed. Click tips, manage variation. No, I don't want to. What happened? The whole page is screwed up. I got to reload it. The whole page is giving me issues. I'm just going to load it fresh. This happens sometimes, especially when I'm away. The page, for some reason, of animations will completely crap out on me. And then I have to reload it from scratch, and then it usually works fine. Here we go. Reloading from scratch. There it is. Yeah, it wasn't loading earlier. Now it loaded. Okay. So, Only Iced Infinite with our first tip of the new week. $5. And Only Iced Infinite says the following. I think Only Iced Infinite is misinformed, but let's see what they said. They said, why do you play only the bad Fears to Fathom modes? After chat told you to play Ironbark Lookout, laughing my ass off, and then you complain Classic Phil. Did someone not actually watch the Halloween marathon? So first we played Fears to Fathom Home Alone or Alone at Home or whatever it's called. And that was directly what people told me to play, actually. So that's why I played it. And it was good. The only complaint is it was short. I wish it was longer than a 20-minute game, right? But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much that we went ahead and bought another one. What was it called? Northwood Hitchhike. And we played that one, and that one was about an hour long, and I actually really liked that one. There was a couple good jump scares in there that got me, and it's this feeling of like suspense and dread. It was good. So I actually don't know what Only Iced Infinite is like complaining about here. They're acting like I complained and said I hated the games. I liked both games. And in fact, I'd be willing to play more Fears to Fathom in the future. Because I actually thought that they were good, digestible experiences. Like, those are ones, if I ever have a night stream, and we have an open stream, and we just want to do something random, I think that Fears to Fathom would work very well for, like, a random night stream. Like, that seems to be what the game's designed for. So I actually have no clue what Only Iced Infinite is talking about in this tip. I appreciate the tip, but it seems like they're watching someone else's stream. I don't know. Anyway, if you're recommending Ironbark Lookout, then I'll consider playing Ironbark Lookout in the future. Like I said, I'd play them all at this point. They seem interesting. Right? Okay. Exactly. Ye-Mania says, well, you played episode 1, then you played episode 2. Does that seem normal? I mean, you would think so. You would think that since you play them in order. I don't know. All right. Then I received a $2 tip. Play Stellar Blade during Christmas. Give the fans what they want. I'm sure that's what everyone wants on Christmas morn, right? Seriously, on Christmas morn. If only you could open up that beautiful present or reach down deep into your stocking, your Christmas stocking, and pull out Phil playing Stellar Blade. Some people, I swear, is it just me, or do some people have a really unhealthy obsession with Stellar Blade? No? Like, all this year, people keep saying, are you going to play it? You should play it. Like, dude, I've said a million times I'm not interested. If I skip all that style of game, right? Think about it. I skipped Bayonetta 3. I skipped, what was the other one? There was another one of that style that I skipped. The last game of that style that I even played was like Devil May Cry 5. And how many years ago was that? 3-4 years ago? Like, I don't regularly play those styles of action game. Like for example, even Nier Automata. At first I skipped it. Then I played it and only did a first run. It took years for you guys to convince me to go back and do multiple runs, and then I actually loved it. But certainly no one has told me that the story of Stellar Blade is anywhere near as good as Nier Automata. So I'm not really, I don't want to play it. I'm not interested. Sorry. You know, and you should respect my decision if I don't like a game or not, you know? Anyway. Okay, so thank you for the early contribution. So guys, we're up to $9. All right, now remember, everything counts towards the goal. For chats, super stickers, memberships, gifted memberships, subs, gifted subs, and tips. Everything counts towards the goal. Some of the stuff that's going on now, if you become a paid-for sub over on my Kick channel, which is DSPGaming Real, you join the Founders Club. Only the first 100 people who have become a paid sub to the channel can join the Founders Club, okay? So, perhaps you want to consider becoming a paid sub today and join that club. There's still over 40 spots left. In addition, if you give 25 or more subscriptions over on Kick, you join the VIP Club, where I give you a distinct badge that stands out from everything else to show that you're one of the early big supporters of the channel. It's only been activated for, what, 3 weeks? Not even a month yet that I've been streaming on Kick. And so you can do it that way, too, and that's another cool thing you can get, all right? So that's on Kick. By the way, this month, I have animations for every single kind of contribution. It doesn't matter if you're on the YouTube side or if you're on the Kick side or wherever you're contributing. It all counts, and it all will get nice thank you animations, okay? So please, you know, consider contributing. Let's keep this going. Let's keep this streak going. Let's hit 48 today, 49 tonight, and keep it rolling. Now, you might say, well, what are we going to do this week if we get to the end of the week and we've hit all the goals? I'm glad you asked. Again, my wife came up with a great idea that I'd like to present to you this morning. By the way, Gaspavelli, thank you for 39 months as a member on YouTube. He says, good day, Phil. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much, Gaspavelli. All right. What's the idea? Well, I'm going to show it to you right now. You ready? This is kind of interesting. It's a very unique thing. All right? Probably something you guys never even seen the likes of before. So, there is a brand stinking new restaurant in my area called Shinya Shakudo. What is it? It is completely authentic Japanese food. I'm not talking Americanized Japanese food like teriyaki or, you know, sushi. We're talking literally authentic Japanese cuisine. Stuff that you would get if you were in Japan walking down the street and you stopped at one of these street vendors and they were making a skewer of meat, or they were making something, you know, that would be a traditional Japanese dish. All right? So the reason that this is so different is because it's not really available anywhere. You have to get authentic stuff. Looks interesting, doesn't it? I'll show you the menu. So, rice and noodle dishes, right? View the menu. Seared foie gras, pineapple and roasted chestnut with a tare sauce over rice. Well, holy shit, that sounds unique. Does it not? I mean, let's go down. Salmon tataki donburi. Salmon sashimi tataki with seaweed salad and tobiko with a soy sauce and yuzu dressing over rice. Sounds completely interesting and unique and tasty. I like salmon. You know, I've had it in sushi. I've had it in poke bowls, right? So that could be awesome, right? So that's just a couple, you know, a couple of the rice dishes. But they've got so much different stuff, like side dishes. Goma tofu, soft tofu with seaweed bonito and green onions with a sesame dressing. I've literally never eaten tofu in a way that I found appetizing, except as cubes in miso soup. So maybe I can get something that's tofu and they're going to make it gourmet, right? And it would actually be like super duper good. I don't know. You see? So this is a really cool, unique place. Premium. So here we go. Premium skewers. Ready for this? So this is one skewer per order, which means it's probably incredibly expensive. Wagyu. Yeah. American Wagyu ribeye with a tare sauce or a truffle salt. Mushroom and Mizuna wrapped in American Wagyu with a tare sauce or truffle salt. Prawns with tare sauce or sea salt, right? And here they have yakitori, which are actually very traditional Japanese street skewers. This is something you would just go to a restaurant or cart in the street in Japan, and they'd be making this fresh. You buy it and you walk down the street, you eat it off of the stick. All right? So tender with yuzu, kosho paste, and sea salt. Breast meat with tare sauce or sea salt. A breast wrapped with shiso leaves. I don't even know what a shiso leaf is. You get liver, gizzard, skin, heart. You can get a skewered heart. A skewered heart. What is going on? This is some wild stuff, right? So you see what I'm saying? This is not Americanized food in any way, shape, or form. This is, you know, authentic Japanese cuisine. More skewers. What's this skewer? Prime beef. Pork neck. Shiitake mushrooms. Tofu. So if we do this, or I'm just curious what's in the bento box. Chicken skewer, mushroom, tamagoyaki, and seaweed. Beef skewer, quail egg, and seaweed. Now, here's the thing. I would have to see what's deliverable. Maybe the bentos aren't deliverable because they're limited time. I bet you can't get the bento delivered. But we did look into this, and yes, this place does deliver to where I live. Okay? So, imagine we hit the goal this week. I could order a rice bowl. I could order some yakitori skewers. And maybe order, something else. Maybe a dessert. I could order a few different things. Just to try off the menu. All right? So, I'd be very interested in this. I think this is a great reward because this is something so out of the box and different. This is not some burger from a fast food joint. This is completely unique, right? So there you go. So that's the idea for the week. So it is called, once again, Shinya Shakudo, Authentic Japanese Cuisine. And if we hit the goal by the end of this week, we're going to do it. Now, what do you mean hit the goal? Well, we're going to hit these all day. So today, we hit 48 and 49. Tomorrow, I'm here 2 streams. So that would be 50 and 51, right? Tuesday, I'm here 2 streams, so that would be 52 and 53. Wednesday, I'm here 2 streams. That'll be 54 and 55. I'm not here on Thursday, but the first stream on Friday would be 56. So if we get to 56, the streak hits 56, I will order from this restaurant, and we will do a live DSP Tries It of authentic Japanese cuisine this Friday. How does that sound? Does that sound good? If it sounds good, applaud right now. Well, I can't hear you applauding. I don't know why you would do that, but thank you anyway. Hopefully, you guys like the idea, and you will support this week. Now, speaking of which, I have a few small tips that came in that I'd like to shout out. Someone tipped $1, says, did you call your fans horny simps if they play Stellar Blade? Yes, every single person on Earth who has ever played Stellar Blade is obviously a horny simp. We all know this. It is common fact. Everyone believes it. Thank you for the $1 tip. I also received a $1.21 tip. Hope all is well. And then you're talking about a bunch of stuff that I don't care about because it's drama. All is well. I don't care about drama. Thanks for the $1 tip. Okay. Continuing on. See, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people think that, like, drama is important. Is what I need to talk about today. No, I have a lot to talk about today. We have a good podcast of topics lined up. I don't have time to waste on nonsense. Okay, we got a $2 tip. I'll give you a $100 tip if you play Stellar Blade. No. You will not, because I'm not playing Stellar Blade, so you will not give me the $100 tip for playing Stellar Blade. Happen. But thank you for the $2 tip. I received a generous $25 tip. This person says, if we hit the goal, you can literally eat your heart out on a skewer. I mean, yeah. I don't know if I want to try heart. If it's my first time trying this authentic cuisine. Here's what I'm afraid of. Many of you may remember this. Some of you may not. Okay? So last year, for one of these events, okay, I tried pho, like Vietnamese food, okay? And basically, people leaned me toward, via voting, they leaned me toward trying oxtail soup pho. And now, I had never had oxtail before. I didn't know anything about it. Okay, I really didn't. I just going in cold. It showed up, and it was absolutely disgusting. Now, I think the reason it was disgusting is because when it showed up, I think what you were supposed to do was combine the oxtail that was floating in the soup with other ingredients, and I think you were supposed to, like, have it cook or something. It didn't seem like the dish was complete. Like, there was giant chunks of disgusting fat in the oxtail meat that showed up, and all I did, I literally took one spoon, and I tasted it, and I almost barfed. It was so disgusting. It was like dirty sock water is what it tasted like. But I guarantee you that that's not representative of that cuisine. In fact, I can tell you I've gone back, I've had pho before, I've had pho after, and it's much better than that. It's just that one presentation I hated. It was disgusting to me. But I've had very good pho before and never had a problem with it. Okay? Excuse me. So, if I were to get this Japanese food, I probably don't want to get the most fringe, disgusting thing first. Maybe later, right? Maybe this first time we get a rice dish, we get one or two skewers, we get a side, or we get a dessert, and we have a little taste of the world, right? But then maybe if I get it again in the future, now that's the weirdo trip. That's the time where I'll buy a heart or something and I'll try it, right? Okay, but anyway, I think this would be great. This is a great idea. It's a good variety idea. So I hope that you guys will contribute this week. Let's hit the goals. Let's keep crushing the trolls and hitting those goals. Remember, every single time that we hit this goal, we make a new record. The record was 41. Guys, we're at 47, and we're climbing. We are showing growth. We are showing progress. We are showing that people like the content and want it to continue. And I really, really appreciate that. Jade, hey, what's up, Jade? How you doing? He says, first minutes of this game were a little slow. And basically, Max goes into detective mode to try to solve like a mystery or something. Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Well, we'll see today if I like it. If it's anything like the first game, I know I'm going to like it. Like, the first game was great. I don't care about, oh, it's left-leaning themes and stuff. I really don't give a shit. I don't mind that. If I know that's what the game is going into it, I'm okay with it. So a lot of people have issue with this game because they're like, oh, because Max, basically had this friendship / crush relationship with the other girl in the first game. What was her name? Chloe, I think. Oh, she had this relationship with Chloe in the first game. It's so cringe and odd. And I was like, yeah, but if you went into it with that you kind of know what it is. It's not bad. In fact, I found the first game very entertaining. So I think I'm going to like this one, because in this case, they're keeping that kind of writing and that kind of theme in a game where it belongs. Get it? This isn't like, okay, for example, imagine you're playing Super Mario Brothers, right? And all of a sudden you run into a toad, but the toad is gender fluid and is upset that Mario has called it the wrong pronoun. Do you think that would break the immersion of Super Mario Brothers? Because it's never been in the series before. It doesn't fit into the series. It makes no sense, correct? Right? If you're like, what is going on here? But in a case where there's a game where this has kind of been part of the plot all along, it's part of the writing of the character, right? We know that Max probably likes girls, so I don't care. It doesn't bother me because it's fine. It's not immersion breaking. It's actually in line with the writing, so it's good. Do you see the difference? Good. So I'm excited. Let's see how it goes today, okay? So Jade, good to see you. Darkside Matthew with a $5 super chat says, Zuby Tech has announced today Sony is going to make neck phones for the PlayStation that will have 3D audio. Interesting. So the Hori neck phones that I used to use did have pseudo 3D audio. Was it the best? No, it wasn't. But it was something. It was certainly better than just using, like stereo speakers or whatever. It had a little bit of a surround that you could hear, especially when you're playing like Call of Duty and stuff like that. But since I went to PC gaming, that's why I don't use it anymore, because I use my TV speakers. And sadly, I don't know of a way I'd be able to use those neck phones with this TV unless I got an insanely long wire to run from the audio out of my TV to the neck phone. So I'd have to buy like a really long headphone wire to run across my floor. Then it would work. But honestly, my TV speakers have been fine. I mean, guys, you see me playing Call of Duty. Am I having issues because enemies are running behind me? It's not a big deal. I'm doing fine. So I think having these TV speakers is pretty much the best case for me right now. So we're all good there. But that's interesting to know. Very nice. Okay. Oh, let's see here. I received a $1.50 tip, and this person insults me, so I'm not going to read it. And the $1.50 tip can go right into my pocket. There you go. All right. So, folks, 43 bucks of support. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate that. And now what I'd like to do is move on to our next topic for today. All right. So our next topic for today actually is in regards to a discussion that we actually had last week on the last podcast that I made a clip of, and it did really well. But I'm actually curious. I want to talk to you guys about this. Why do you think it did well? So for those who don't know, last podcast, I covered a story where the Twitch TV CEO, Daniel, I forgot his last name, but his name's Daniel, came out and did a post on X. Essentially, not a post on X, excuse me. It was like a blog post, a public blog post, but then he posted that onto X. Essentially what he's saying is, I know that everyone is criticizing Twitch right now, saying that there's a lot of hateful speech and stuff like that. But I just want to let you know that anti-Semitism, as well as all hateful speech, has no place on Twitch, and we have policies against it that we enforce. All right? And what I did is talking about Twitch for about 18 minutes, okay? In fact, here's the actual clip. We'll go over to it here. Here's the actual clip that I made of my stream. 18 minutes. DSP goes nuclear on the Twitch CEO for his outright lies, okay? So I actually don't know how many views this has now because this was from this morning. I haven't refreshed it since. It's been a couple hours since I got this ready. But as you can see, whoa, stop that, mouse. Stop that right now. As for a clip on what is going on here, the mouse is moving itself. Is it alive? Stop moving. The mouse was moving itself. Okay, I think I fixed it. That was weird. So, this clip, all right, that I made got traction. Like, normally the videos on my channel get, like, max 1,000 views. Like, no lie, 1,000 views in about 24 hours, if that. My podcasts rarely get 1,000 views. And the clips that I do don't get that much either. So, this video, in one day, got over 4,000 views, got over 250 thumbs up, probably more than that as of this morning. Okay? A good amount of comments, 27 comments. That's a lot of comments for my videos. And there's probably more than that, too. And the funny part about it is, all right, all these comments are quite supportive. Like, take a look. DSP will outlast Twitch. Quote me on this. I'm convinced you could survive a nuke. I think Phil will also outlive the rapture. He'll keep on streaming if one person is watching rather than getting a sustainable job. Yes, because this is not a sustainable job. I want you to think about that, folks. Something that I have done full-time for a living since 2011. It is now 2024. 13 years later, at 13 years I've done this for a job, these idiots still don't think this is a sustainable job. That's pretty funny, isn't it? Meanwhile, they've probably jumped from job to job to job in the last 13 years. Right? And keep going. You know this is BS. You have to compete against women who play under different rules, and sometimes the rules that apply to you can be twisted around. Look at this. How is DSP still so based? Unfair is unfair. That sucks. Twitch is corrupt. Dangerous levels corrupt. Security risk corrupt. Right? DSP win. Now, I'm telling you, I didn't police those comments. I just let them roll, and that's what people were posting. So here's the weird thing about it. I don't really feel like this clip was any different than the clips that I usually do on my show. I usually clip out the topics. Like earlier on in the week, we had talked about Concord and how the Concord studio had been shut down by Herman Hulst, the CEO of Sony Gaming. And I ranted and called out Herman, saying, dude, you're the one in charge. You should be the one getting fired, not the people who made the game. Right? So I do these all the time. And for some odd reason, this one got good traction. And I'm happy for that. Like, this helps the channel to have a video that people are watching. It sends more people to the channel. It puts us into the algorithm. So thanks to anyone who watched the clip or liked it or commented on it. But I guess the question I really have for everyone here, all right, why particularly that clip? Because I do stuff like this all the time on the show, right? Do I not talk about these topics? Do I not cover these kind of issues? So why particularly did that clip come up, I wonder? I don't know. And the thing is, I tried to figure it out. I shared it on X, got like 20 likes. So that wasn't it. I didn't see anyone who's like super popular. Like I didn't see a big YouTuber or someone liking or sharing it or anything like that. So I don't know why it got the views that it did. Did it just somehow hit the algorithm right? I mean, if it did, it would have probably got 20, 30, 40,000 views, not 4. So I'm just curious because here's the thing. All right. I want to make topics and clips and things that are pertinent to what people want to see. But sometimes it's hard for me to target the right stuff. I'm trying to cover what's hot in game news and things. And I'm curious, like, what kind of topics you guys want to hear. Obviously, that one resonated, right? And me being able to add my unique perspective as someone who had streamed on Twitch for 5 years and then got the boot for literally no good reason, right? I'm trying to figure out what it was. So what I'd like is feedback. If you guys have any idea what it particularly was that caused that video to get any attention, I would appreciate it. Radical Jaw says a lot of people who are on Twitch came to YouTube to vent. Over on Kick, 6-star Juzzy says Twitch CEO is a punching bag right now. A lot of people are searching for videos about the Twitch CEO. Maybe, because I put Twitch CEO in the title of the video. Maybe that's what it was. Not really sure. Here's the thing. I want to find out what it is. Because I want to be able to make this kind of content that people want to see. I want more people to come to the channel to enjoy the show. Do you understand? Like, I feel like I have a lot to offer. I've been around a long time as a gamer, lifelong gamer. I'm a 16-plus year YouTuber. I have a lot of perspective. I have a lot of insight to offer, but not a lot of people have given Dark Side Phil a chance because of all the negativity and the memes and the toxic shit from my haters. This year, there was a turnaround. There definitely is. My videos have potential to get viewership in a positive way now. So I want to keep making said content. But I need to know what kind of content it is you guys want. This next topic we're about to tackle could be interesting. Okay, but let's do some shout outs first. Okay. So I received a $2 tip from Big Larry Gaming. Hope you had a good Halloween. Would you recommend Black Ops 6 to someone who likes Call of Duty but didn't like last year's Modern Warfare 3? If it's better, how zombies? Yes. Number one, the multiplayer is better. It feels more like Black Ops. The time to kill is better. The hit detection seems better. Less gimmicks and bullshit. And the zombies is outstanding. I played it on Halloween. I had a great time with it. 2 different zombies maps. And it takes all the previous things like the Gobble Gum, the Pack-a-Punch, Juggernog, all that crap. And it puts it into classic round-based zombies now, but has new enemies and twists and things. It's very well executed, in my opinion. I love the 2 hours I've played of it. And, okay. They said, and they said some personal stuff. They said, best wishes to you and your family. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay. Gaping Gorilla Anal Liquid tipped $2. That's absolutely disgusting. How are we doing, by the way? Because I've been, busy here talking with you guys. I haven't looked at anything. So first off, we got about 300 viewers on YouTube and 56 likes. No, 54 likes. Guys, let's get that up to 100 likes. With 300 viewers, we can hit 100 likes today, and that will help for engagement. And let's get some support on the YouTube side. We got like $6 of super chats and no memberships. Let's get some super chats, some super stickers, some members, some gifted memberships. They all count now, and they all get animations. All right? On the Kick side, we got nothing. We had no subs, no gifted subs. What is going on? Right now, undoubtedly, it is these tips that have been good today, which is great. Thank you to whoever's tipping. I appreciate that. Let's get some contributions over on the Kick side, guys. What is going on over there? Dragging your feet? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you ready for this next topic? I think we're all going to enjoy this one. I got a feeling. I think we're going to find out. Okay? All right, you ready for this? I know I am. We're about 45 minutes in. All right. So, folks, we have been talking this last week about if I should try Dragon Age Veilguard, correct? Now, already we found out that if I'm going to get it, there's a big discounted way to do it on PC where you join the EA Play Plus or Platinum or Golden subscription, and you basically can get it for $17 a month, right? And if I do play Veilguard, that's definitely how I'm going to do it. I'm going to basically get the subscription. I'm not going to pay $70 plus tax or anything like that, okay? But the question is, should I play it? Everyone knows the game is going to be incredibly long, a big time investment. And everywhere I go, I see different opinions on this game. Some people say the gameplay is actually quite good, but the story is not that good. Some people say the gameplay is too watered down and more like an action game, so it's not that good. Some people say it's not good at all in any way, shape, or form. And it's like, huh? So what do you believe, right? So one of the topics that definitely has been discussed is the level of wokeness in the game. All right. Now, as I've explained, I don't mind having these kind of left-leaning liberal themes in video games. That's okay, as long as it's in line with the game and the universe and it makes sense. Playing Life is Strange, you expect it's going to be in it, right? Today I'm playing Life is Strange Double Exposure. I expect that there's going to be themes that Max, the main character, likes girls and maybe has a relationship with one. And I'm not going to sit there and bitch about it because that's part of the universe. That's part of the writing of the character. It just makes sense, okay? But for me, where I'm finding lots of issue in the modern day is when you have a game universe that previously was one thing or known to be one way, and now because they want to be in line with the times and what's hip and what's popular, and they want to have a social narrative so they can not just be a video game, but also be like, oh, we're so important to everyone out in culture now, that then they try to interject this kind of stuff into their game universe, all right? So here's the deal. We've been talking about this recently, and I told you guys it doesn't really bother me as long as it's done tastefully. So someone sent me this clip and said, Phil, here's what you got to do. All right, you ready? The Veilguard Woke Challenge. This clip, it's about 2 minutes long. Supposedly this clip is the most cringe-worthy, worst part of Dragon Age Veilguard. All right? Like over the top, way forced down your throat, way poorly done, gonna make you vomit and cringe levels of crap. And they said, if you can stomach this, if you can watch this and you can survive it, and you can get through it, then you can play Veilguard. But if you watch this and that's it, and you can't take it, don't play the game. This is it. So, folks, spoiler alert, right here live on the show, we're about to do this together. All right? We're about to do this. If you're not interested, wait a few minutes and come back. Okay? So, here we go. This is it. Now, to give you some background, I already know about this because this has been talked about on social media. The character on the far right is trans. Okay? Basically kind of like either gender fluid, or I guess they were born one gender and now they're another gender or whatever. I don't care. Like, who cares, right? I really don't give a shit. That doesn't offend me. But apparently this scene is so poorly done that people saw it and said, I will never play Dragon Age ever again. All right? So we're going to do it. I'm going to do the challenge. We're going to see what happens. This will be interesting. Okay? All right. Are we ready? All right. Hold on. Let me make sure I got my volume up here. I want to be able to hear it. Okay. We ready? In 3, 2, 1. Oh, I can't press spacebar. I have to press play.
Pounding that snake's nose. She's still holding the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties. I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry.
what are you doing?
Pulling a bar.
Hold on. I think we should watch from the beginning again because the volume was low. I want to watch the whole thing from start to finish. I'm putting up the volume now. I just want to watch the whole thing from start to finish and try to understand the context. And then we'll go from there. Okay? Let's watch it again because I missed the beginning.
Pounding that snake's nose. She's still holding the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties. I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry.
What are you doing?
Pulling a barv.
Oh. Okay.
A barv?
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune from one of our old members, Barv. Good guy, but like most of us, his plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crew's not good for morale, but there's not always time for big, drawn-out apologies. So, when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a barv. Oh, there we go.
I'm glad the Lords of Fortune have Tarsh's back.
Oh, Tarsh isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Really?
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours.
Huh.
Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
Any reason you can't just apologize?
Sometimes people say, oops, sorry, and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with. Trust me, I know. But pulling a barv, you sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. Shows the other person you mean it.
What if they mean it when they say they're sorry, though?
And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, you know, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
Oh, okay, yes, some people might do that.
Pulling a barv puts it on the person who screwed up. They made the mess, they fix it, done.
So, okay. I just want to understand the context, because there's a lot of context here. If you guys don't know, do you know who that character is? That's Isabella. Isabella is a character who's previously been in 2 Dragon Age games. She was in 2 and 3. Dragon Age 2 and the Dragon Age Inquisition, correct? So if you don't know who she is, her character previously in games, in this series, okay, is she was supposed to be like almost like a pirate, kind of, or a bandit, like a thief, you know, like she would, from the shadows, come and get you from behind. That was her class. What do they call that? A rogue? Rogue, right? But her character is that she's completely brazen, crass, swears like a sailor, right? Over the top, and always like sexual content. Like everything out of her mouth is like a sexual comment. I mean, there's even one of my funniest moments of, I remember the year when Dragon Age 2 came out, is out of nowhere, she talks to a character about wanting to sleep with them, and then everyone walks off camera and apparently has like a menage a trois off camera. And then they just come right back like nothing ever happened. So that's like her running character in the game. She's over the top, brazen, over-sexualized character, meant to be that way. But she kind of talks like a dude almost, right? Like a bro almost. Like that's how she is, okay? That's how her character has always been in the games, all right, in the past. Literally this clip, now I'm not even talking about the context of anything that just happened in the clip with the character being trans or anything. What just happened doesn't even make sense. So she's talking and she accidentally uses the wrong pronoun. She decides she wants to make up for it by walking and doing 10 push-ups, and she calls it a barv, right? They ask her what the hell she's doing. She explains this is the way in their clan that they basically make up for mistakes, because it's quick, easy, gets to the point, and moves on, right? But if you know the character from the previous games, that doesn't even fit the character. For her, they'd be like, oh, you used the wrong pronoun. She'd be like, go fuck yourself. Like, that's her character. She'd be like, yeah, I don't care. Fuck you. Right? Like that. She's brazen. She's brash. She does what she wants. She's not worrying about offending everyone around her. In fact, she purposely kind of goes out of her way to offend the people around her. That's her character. So right off the bat, the writing of the character is completely incorrect. It's like they're rewriting the character for this new game to be something different to serve the purposes of their narrative. Okay? So, number one, this doesn't even make sense. She's not even in character in the scene. All right? That's number one. That's only issue number one. Okay? Number two. So you use the wrong pronoun, so now you need to apologize for it. Okay? So she goes and does 10 push-ups, and then that's it. And then it's over. And they say, well, I don't get it. You didn't really say you were sorry. You just did 10 push-ups. How is that an apology? Oh, you see, because if you apologize, number one, it could be disingenuous and you're just trying to get the whole thing over. So doing a verbal apology doesn't show sacrifice, right? Number two, some people will make it more about them. That if they try to apologize with words, they'll say something like, oh, I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to. I'm bad at this and I do this a lot and I'm sorry. And then people feel bad for them because they feel like that's socially awkward because they're in a situation that they're not adjusted to, right? Maybe they're not around people who are trans or non-binary a lot, and so they're confused about how to do it, and so now, oh, feel bad for them because they're actually the one that's awkward in this situation, right? So just do 10 push-ups. But the funny part about all that is, think about this for a second, because I don't know if anyone has thought about it this way yet, okay? The point is, to apologize verbally isn't enough. It's never enough. You got to go the extra mile to apologize to someone because you used the wrong pronoun, correct? Because it shows if you do 10 push-ups that you're actually caring. At the same time, though, I want you to think about this. You are basically doing it in a way that you feel yourself is good enough. But what about the person who you actually offended, right? Let's say this is a person sitting next to you you don't know, and you use the wrong pronoun and you offended them. Okay, well, the way we do it is we do 10 push-ups. That person might be like, I don't care if you do 10 push-ups. Apologize to me. You used the wrong pronoun, and now I'm upset with you, right? So what this situation is trying to do is saying no kind of apology is good enough. You have to do some kind of a personal self-sacrifice in a situation where you misgender someone. But the writers are so fucking dumb. They don't understand that what they're actually saying is you don't go the actual step to even talk to the person and say, hey, I'm sorry. Here's in my opinion, this is my opinion, here's how this should have went. She uses the wrong pronoun. She turns to the person and says, oh, crap, I'm sorry. What can I do to make it up to you? And if the person says, nah, it's fine, then that's fine. But if the person's like, well, it would be nice if you could do this or this, and then you want to do that to make up for it, then you do it. Then at least you're putting the power into the hand of the person that you've insulted, right? Or you've done wrong. They can determine what the appropriate action is to make the situation right. What Isabella did in this situation, she just assumed the best thing to do is what she thinks is the best thing to do, which is the whole point of the scene is to say, don't do that. You have to go the extra mile to make sure the person is okay. But you didn't do that. You just assumed they wanted you to do push-ups. So even the writing is wrong. The writing that they have in this scene is fucking incorrect. Right? That's true too. Super Bonchan says, and it also shows kind of ironically in this situation that it's not a big deal because it's just 10 push-ups, which is nothing. That's the way you make up for it. That shouldn't be a big deal, right? Yet they're trying to say that it should be a big deal. So basically everything here is misdone. So even in a scene where they specifically tried to do this in a way that they felt was right, and that maybe to a lay person who doesn't understand the whole deal with non-binary people and the pronouns issue, they're trying to do it in a way that, oh, let's introduce this to a new group of gamers. Maybe now they'll get it. They did a fucking awful job. They completely misexplained it. Because now people will think, well, I could just fucking blow it off in any way I want, and that's fine. As long as it's okay with me. I think 10 push-ups is good, so that's what I'm going to do, right? No. In my opinion is, hey, you offended someone. You didn't even realize you were offending them. You say, oh, I'm sorry I offended you. I swear I didn't mean to. How do I make it up to you? And if they say, don't worry about it, then that's no big deal. If they say, well, you could do this or that, then listen to them and judge if you actually want to make up for it or not. But don't put it on you. Oh, I just assume this is the right way to do it, and then you do it. Or else you miss the point of the scene, right? So even the fucking writers don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're complete idiots, all right? But then on top of all of this, okay, the thing that really gets me about the scene, okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware, you know what the actual point of this game is? You know what the plot is? Dimensional rifts are opening. The veil is opening. 2 elven gods or something are coming through with armies of forces to take over reality and kill everything and control everything. That's the plot of the game. You're the Veilguard. You're the last force to stop the invasion of reality from creatures from the Veil. What are you busy doing in the game? Sitting around a campfire singing Kumbaya, talking about people who are non-binary and their pronouns and how to properly make up for them if you offend them. By the way, at this very moment, there's probably demons at the door slaughtering thousands of people and are going to burst in at any moment to kill all of you, but you have time for this conversation. What the fuck is going on? Do you see the point? Dragon Age is supposed to be dark fantasy. Dark fantasy. That's the point of the whole universe. It's always been that way, right? It's adult-oriented, it's gory, it's crass, there's sexual content, there's brutal content. All of that's always been in Dragon Age. It's been a part of it, right? Yes, there have been silly scenes where you're at your campfire and they have relationship dialogue and stuff like that. I get that, all right? But now you've pushed it to the point of absurdity. Do you really think that in a situation, it's a life or death struggle, the universe is at stake, people care about what they're fucking called? Guess what? I wouldn't call if you called me shit stain. Why would I care? Let's go kill the demons, right? But no, they actually go out of their way to break the immersion of the game's plot to interject these topics. This is piss poor writing at its worst. You can't get any worse than that. To completely take me out of the situation of fantasy to put a real life issue now in my face, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, how many people do you think will be buying Dragon Age Veilguard to think about real life issues? It's a game about monsters and magic and different mythical races. I don't care about real life. This would be like, you're in the game and they sit down at the campfire to talk about if they're going to vote for Trump or Kamala. The fuck is that? Why is that in my game? That I'm supposed to be escaping reality to play a fantasy video game. This is not a hyper-realistic game that should have realistic topics. This should be, I'm escaping all of that drama to play a fun game and suspend my disbelief. You shouldn't be shoving the real world shit down my throat. When I play Life is Strange and the main character is gay, you know, Max, she has relationships with girls, then you expect it. And you're dumb if you play Life is Strange and you sit there and you complain about themes like that. But if I'm playing fucking Dragon Age, Veilguard, and all of a sudden there's a scene like this, it's like, what the fuck am I playing? And on top of all of that, ladies and gentlemen, to push the narrative, they've ruined a character. Isabella is a character who's already known from the franchise. She has an established character, an established way she acts and talks. They changed the character to have a scene to push this narrative. Ladies and gentlemen, they've pulled a Neil Druckmann. This is exactly what happened in The Last of Us 2. In The Last of Us 2, there were established characters, such as Joel and Ellie, who acted and were a certain way. But they rewrote their characters so that they could have a weird narrative. Allow me to explain. In The Last of Us 1, Joel is the ultimate survivor. He trusts no one. He's willing to do whatever it takes to survive, including killing, right? He's really the ultimate survivalist. And then all of a sudden, he becomes a dad figure to Ellie, and things change. In The Last of Us 2, he's forgotten all of his survival tactics, and within the first few hours of the game is dead because he's a complete fucking moron. He trusts people for no reason and gets killed. Completely out of character, makes no sense, but it fits the narrative. In The Last of Us 1, Ellie is a character who has been growing up in the post-apocalyptic world. There's no time to grow up as a silly girl worrying about makeup or boys. In fact, in The Last of Us 1, there's a scene where she's reading a diary of a girl pre-apocalypse. And she reads it out to Joel and says, how were girls ever like this, right? She doesn't know what it's like to be like that, nor will she ever, because she's not allowed the freedoms of a safe world to grow up and live that kind of experience. She won't know what makeup is. She won't know what it's like to like boys and giggle about it and have gossip and shit like that, right? In The Last of Us 2, she literally becomes the girl in the diary. She's out having relationships with girls. She's ignoring all the rules of survival. She's in an underground pot growing like fucking greenhouse, smoking pot with this other girl, having sex with her. Meanwhile, Joel is dying. But she's down there doing these frivolous things. They rewrote the character so that they could push a narrative that now the rest of The Last of Us 2 would be this revenge story. Okay? Literally, that's what Veilguard just did with Isabella. Forget the fact that she's brazen, crass, no nonsense, doesn't care about who she offends, over the top. Oh, the moment that she says the wrong pronoun, she's got to be down on her hands and knees doing push-ups to apologize for it. That's not the character. Sorry, that's not the fucking character. You've rewrote the character for your own purposes to push a narrative that has nothing to do with the fucking game at all. And that's completely 100% focused and intentional. This is not, oh, it happened by chance. This is, they had focus groups. They had writing teams, scheming this kind of shit. Let's do it. Let's be part of the talk that our game will have these dialogues and thoughts in it, and we'll get the big controversial talk around it, and hopefully we'll sell more copies. Do you want to know what Veilguard wants to be? The next Last of Us 2. You remember what happened during The Last of Us 2? Allow me to remind you. Neil Druckmann, the head of the studio, literally went out there and said, if you buy The Last of Us 2, you're supporting these themes. If you don't like The Last of Us 2, you're a bigot. He said that. He said every time you buy this game, you're basically hurting the trolls who don't like the themes we're trying to push in it. So you had an entire feel-good movement, right? A feel-good movement of people saying, I'm going to buy Last of Us 2 just to get to strike against the bigots. Instead of saying, I'm going to buy The Last of Us 2 because it's a good game, which, by the way, it is. The Last of Us 2 has great graphics, great sneaking mechanics that are improved from the first game, great level design. Like, there's a million things good about Last of Us 2, some of the best accessibility of any video game ever. But does anyone ever talk about that? No. All anyone talks about with The Last of Us 2 are the liberal themes, because that's what Neil Druckmann made the game about, and it became a big sales success because of it. So that is why these themes are in Dragon Age Veilguard. Make no mistake about it. It's not because they think it improves the game or this is a chance to teach a lesson. This is because they want people to be talking about the controversy around the game, and they want to be another part of that. They want this to be the next, oh, I bought Veilguard because I heard there's a trans character in it, there's a non-binary character in it, and there's representation in it. That's not a fucking reason to buy the game. You buy the game because it's fun, because it's got a good story. It's got good graphics, good gameplay mechanics. Not because they wedged in a social aspect, a social hot topic, right? It's lame, it's cheap, it's lowbrow. Quite frankly, it's fucking embarrassing, and it's actually insulting. If you are someone who thinks that this is an important issue, you should be insulted, because that's not what the game is about. They shoehorned it in to try to get you to buy the game. They think you're dumb. That's why it's in Dragon Age Veilguard. Not because they're trying to say, oh, we're going to represent properly or whatever. Even look at the scene. They did it wrong. The scene says, disregard the thoughts of the person that you insulted and just do 10 push-ups because that's the best thing to do. Instead of just saying, hey, I'm sorry I offended you, kid. Something I can do to help you or to make up for it because I really goofed. Which is like the common sense thing to do, right? But no, that's not good enough, right? So even the way they did it was wrong, right? So this is fucked up. And this is something that I think we're going to see more and more game studios do, unless people call it out. Now, is this scene a deal breaker for me? No. And especially now that I know that the game is going to have dumb scenes like this, right? I feel like you could just kind of like say, well, you know what they were going for. Pretty lame. And, you know, it is what it is. Cringeworthy, over-the-top nonsense. But, hey, they went for whoever these management are, a bunch of idiots. But the truth is, this makes me feel worried about this studio. Like, BioWare now, they made a big announcement yesterday on social media. We are fully 100% committed. We're now working on Mass Effect 5. That's our next focus. Do you think I'm excited? Right? Like, I see this clip, and I'm like, so you know that when you play these games, they're always going to have these out-of-place, interjected social issues, immersion breaking, pushing a narrative, buy our game because we're controversial. This is crap. It's not good writing. It's not proving a point. It's not helping. Do you really think having that scene in the game is going to help anyone who is non-binary? Is that real? Wow, that really helped them, right? No. This is self-serving. That's all that clip is self-serving. It's 2 minutes of, hey, look at us. We put it in the game. Now give us credit. Send us all the feel-good vibe buys like Last of Us 2 got. It's lame. It's fucking lame. If the game was all about that, if it was a main theme of the game, Life is Strange, it is a theme of the game. The main character is, gay. There's fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I have no issue with it. It's part of the writing of the game. It's done naturally. It's fun. That's done well. I applaud that. But when you wedge it the fuck in like that, it looks like shit. It looks like you don't care. And you're botching it. You're dropping the ball. You're embarrassing yourself and everyone around you who wants to actually make people feel welcome. You're an idiot, and you're doing it for profits, and that's the worst reason to do it. So looking at that scene, I'm not upset that it's in the game. I'm upset that it's done so fucking poorly. They absolutely could have done a better job than that. And it's pretty disgraceful because sadly what's going to happen is that you're going to see more and more of this. If this gets traction and people see it and say, oh, wow, look, more game devs might try to wedge in more shit. You really want every game to be like, well, you should be this leaning politically and this leaning. You should care about this social issue or this social issue. Dude, all I want to do is stomp on fucking Goombas. That's it. I want to shoot the enemy. I want to stomp the enemy. I want to solve the puzzle. I want to open the chest. I want to save the princess or prince. Whatever is your fucking spin today, I don't care. Just leave me alone and let me play my fucking video games. Stop ruining them with your agendas and your bullshit because you're greedy and you want to make money on it. Because that's all it is. You don't care about what you're trying to do. You just want to make an extra dollar, and I'm tired of your shit. Okay. So there you go. That's what I have to say about that. I'm sure that'll be an interesting discussion for later. We've covered it now. Does that kill Veilguard for me? I mean, no, it doesn't at all. But at the same time, is it any good? Like, I haven't heard much good talk about Veilguard. Most people, at the best thing I've heard is the story sucks at the beginning, but if you stick with it for dozens of hours, it actually gets good around the middle. The combat, for some people, they like it, others they don't. So if you like the combat and you're willing to tough through dozens of hours of bad writing, you can get to a good game. Do I really want to fucking do that? Really? I don't know. It confuses me. Like, do I really want to do that? I don't know if I want to do that, right? I don't know, man. All right. Well, anyway, we got a few more shout-outs to do, and then we'll probably do a little bit of Q&A to end the show today, and we'll go from there, okay? All right. So, I had a $5 super chat, but it was from a troll who insulted me, and then they got banned, so I don't need to read that out. Let's take a look here. Someone named Geraldo did a $3 tip and says, I'm glad this Life is Strange has no issues with copyright music. We can enjoy it to its fullest. Is that true? I haven't booted it yet. Does it have like a streamer mode, or is there issues with music that I have to adjust or address before we begin? Because obviously, just like you said, yeah, I don't want the stream to be shut down because of music. I don't want the videos to get muted because of music. So if I need to know something about Life is Strange, please share with me and let me know, okay? Okay. Someone tipped another $1 to ask about Stellar Blade. From now on, I'm just not even going to address it. I'm just going to ignore it. It's just stupid at this point, right? Okay. So we're at 51 bucks of support so far today. That's quite a good start for the show. Now we have a little bit of extra time. So if you guys would like to talk a little bit more about any topic, feel free to now tag me in the chat. Let's open up the chat a little bit to discussion and see what you guys want to chat about today before we jump into Life is Strange. Okay. So tag me either on YouTube or on Kick. Let's see what's going on. What's going on, King Michael? How are you today? Welcome. Does anyone have anything to say about what we just talked about? What do you mean you can't tag me? Yes, you can. You can tag me on Kick. Super Bonchan says, did you get the thing I sent you? I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. But I don't think that I have time to do anything with it yet. So, there you go. Trump or Kamala? I've already told you guys. I don't think either candidate is good for this country. Just being honest. I think both people are bad for the presidency and bad for the USA. I've already talked about this like months ago. I said, here's the deal. The way you have to judge this election coming up on Tuesday is you have to vote for the person that you feel that underneath their cabinet, because you know whoever's president, chances are a lot of the other people in government are going to be from their party, right? You have to vote for the person who you feel that things have been better under them or their cabinet or their side. So, for example, Trump was president for 4 years. You know how this country was in those 4 years. If you think the country was good when he was president, vote for Trump. You just had 4 years of Joe Biden, right? So Kamala is going to be the same. It's the same exact people. There's no difference. She's going to act exactly the same he did, do all the same shit he did, okay? So if you liked the last 4 years and you thought the last 4 years were great for you, then vote for Kamala. That's all I can say. I don't think either person will be good as a president. I think both of them were terrible candidates, and we're forced to vote for two terrible candidates because our two-party system is broken as shit. But that's just my quick, honest take on it. There's many broken down reasons I can go further, but I'm not going to. I'm not a political guy. Okay? Cool. Yeah, I've heard about this very horrible, controversial story about Peanut the squirrel. Yeah, I heard about it. I know. I heard about it. I don't even know what else to say. You know, it's pretty messed up what they do in this country with certain things. I don't know what else to say. Putting down a squirrel. The shit. That's what we're spending our time on. Will I play more zombies in the future? I would sure would like to. The 2 hours of zombies that I played, I very much enjoyed. But as you know, right now, I am so strapped for time. We got Life is Strange. We got 2 different modes of Call of Duty. We're determining if I'm going to play Veilguard at all, right? And then we've got Slitterhead coming up and the PS5 Pro, and that's literally all this week. So my time is a very, very valuable thing right now. As much as I would love to play more zombies, I don't know how I would even fit it into the schedule or make it happen, you know? So I guess we'll have to see. I liked it a lot. I actually would like to play more. So let's see what happens. Okay. I literally just said I don't think either person would be a good presidential candidate, and someone says, do you like Trump? What's the most rounds I ever survived in zombies? You know, I don't know, but all my zombies gameplay has always been recorded and uploaded. I would assume it was many years ago when I was doing co-op with Airy Lord and Coruchado, like a decade ago. And I would assume we did quite well. Remember, we were doing all the rounds of the different Easter eggs and stuff at that point. So we were doing really, really well at that time. By the way, Ren over on Kick has gifted 6 subs to the community. Congratulations to everyone who just got a sub. Thank you, Ren. Let's get an animation for Ren, because like I said, I now have animations for Kick. So thank you so much, Ren, who just gifted 6 subs. And my animation says 5, but he gifted 6. Let's get it up on the leaderboard here. Oops. And so that's the equivalent of $30 of support. Thank you so much, Ren. That gets us up to 81 so far today. More than halfway to our goal for the stream. And to continue the streak. And the reward this week, I have to remember how to pronounce this. Shinya Shakudo. The Shinya Shakudo Japanese restaurant. Awesome. And Rend just gifted another sub over on Kick, a single one this time. So we have a different animation for that one. Thank you, Rend. And so that gets us up to $86 in support this morning. Thank you so much. By the way, if you're wondering why my background is so bright this morning, it's because my blackout curtains are completely closed all the way. And it's actually cloudy outside, so there's no light but my ring light and the light behind me. So look how it stands out in the isolated lighting, right? It really stands out bright. Very vibrant lighting, correct? It was between this or this. I'm going to show you the other one I was going to do today. Let's see if you like this one. I was going to have it either do all these different colors, or I was going to have it alternate between two colors like so. You guys tell me which one you like better. We can keep it either one. See, this one's kind of pulsating between like a pinkish purple and a light blue, while the other one was like a various 6 different colors. So, let me know what you think. Shout out to Grim Ripper. Grim Ripper just gifted 5 memberships on YouTube, and they're coming through right now. Thank you so much, Grim Ripper, for that. Congrats to everyone who just got a gifted membership on YouTube. Those animations will be coming through. So that's the equivalent of about $15 more. So now we're up to 101 on today's first stream. Thank you so much, Grim Ripper. I appreciate that so very much. What's weird is it didn't show in my chat. It showed, oh, my chat's been frozen. That's why. My YouTube chat is frozen. I didn't even notice. Wow, the chat window is frozen. What in the heck? Can I hit reload? No, my chat is frozen completely. How do I close it? I can't even close the chat. What is going on? My chat on YouTube is so bad, it's frozen completely. I can't even close it. What is going on? I wonder if I let it... It's now loading all these messages that it didn't show. By the way, so Rend has become the #2 biggest supporter on my Kick channel. Top 2 are Darkside Pimp and Rend. Although Rend says he doesn't think he's going to ever catch up with Darkside Pimp. Wow, I don't even know what to do here. Let me see. I got it to close because I'm going to pop out the chat again. The chat had completely glitched on me. It actually looks like the Chrome browser is completely crashing on me on my laptop. I might have to restart my whole laptop. I think my whole laptop somehow is crapping out. What in the heck is going on, man? Well, that sucks. I'm going to have to reopen a ton of crap. Ugh. What happened here? Where's my delete button on this thing? I can't even get Task Manager to open. What is going on? Well, sorry guys. Once I can get stuff working, I can talk to you more, but I can't when the whole laptop is crapped out on me. Oh, man. It says my CPU is running at 92% and my memory is running at 95%, and literally all I have open on my laptop is a bunch of browsers looking at chat. So we have a major problem here. Something has gone horribly wrong. How could my CPU be running at 92%? It's Google Chrome. Yeah, Chrome must have such insane memory leaks right now that it's absolutely destroying everything. So I'm just going to have to tell Google Chrome to close. Wow. Okay, CPU, time to drop now. Yeah, here it goes. My CPU is at 92%. I close Google Chrome. It's down to 8%. 4%. Now it's up to 10. Wow. That's incredible. Firefox also has a memory hole right now. But I mean, I'm only using Firefox for the React show. So now what happens if I open Chrome again? Will it let me open all those tabs automatically or no? I have to do them all manually. Oh, I could restore. Okay, good. Restore. What a piece of crap. Okay, it's opening everything up again. Wow, what a mess. Yeah, I know Chrome has terrible memory leaks. I'm well aware of this. It's just that because I juggle multiple YouTube channels and Kick now too, I always need to have like tons of browsers open everywhere. It's the only way to have all the chats and everything open at once. So in this regard, I don't really have a way around it. I kind of have to just put up with it. As annoying as it can be. Yeah, so thank you so much, Grim Ripper there, who had gifted the 5 memberships. That's the last thing that I saw, and I have to do more shout-outs because everything crapped out. Okay. Oh, is this real? If so, this is tremendous. Ladies and gentlemen, someone named Review Tech USA Archive, okay, just became a member on the channel. Are you saying that you're a channel that has backed up Review Tech USA's channel that he deleted and you have all his videos? If so, that's something else. That's pretty crazy if that's what that is saying. I mean, you have them all and you're working on uploading them. Oh my God. Because here's the thing you got to wonder about. All right. If Rich actually really deleted his YouTube channel, okay, he legit deleted it complete, and those videos no longer exist in any way, shape, or form on YouTube. Okay? Technically, if someone were to re-upload them, does that mean he no longer has actual copyright ownership of his own content? He chose to delete it. He deleted the originals, which had the rights. But if he deleted them and someone else has them and uploads them, I think they might have the rights to the videos. So someone could actually re-upload his entire channel and then monetize it, and they'd be making money on his work for the rest of his life because he deleted his channel. Really? There was over 5,000 videos that you have downloaded. I asked him for permission on a stream to re-upload. He said I could. Battledix says, I don't think that's how copyright works. The way copyright works on YouTube is the moment that you upload a video to YouTube and it's your own original content, you immediately create a copyright. It's actually right there in the terms of YouTube and all of that. Like, legally, that's how the site works. Yeah. I get the feeling, I don't know. I really get the feeling that Review Tech did not delete his channel. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think, like, he still has it. I could be completely wrong, but I feel like he kept it there, and all this is just a big thing for him, and he's going to bring it back at some point. But I could be completely wrong. I don't know. Okay, let's do more shout-outs. So thank you, Review Tech USA Archive, for the membership there on YouTube. I didn't miss any subs on Kick, did I? Because I had everything closed. I just reopened it. I had it reloaded. So hopefully I didn't miss anything on Kick after Ren gifted those memberships, correct? Okay. Okay, tips. I received $1 tip from Alfonso. Did you get the Ultimate Edition of Life is Strange to play the exclusive cat mission? I did not. I looked into it, and basically, Life is Strange has 3 editions. Standard Edition is just the game. There's a middle edition that has outfits for Max, which I don't really care about changing her outfits during the game. And then the Ultimate Edition has like one extra mission where Max has a cat and you do interactions with the cat, right? Anyway, I received a $2 tip. So no, I didn't get those. I just got the standard game. I received a $2 tip. And he says, watch the detractors that have no problem misgendering one of your donators. Now they'll be, and they're hateful towards that person. Now they will become the biggest trans allies just to spite what you're saying. Amazing. And the funny part is, I'm not saying anything that's anti-trans. Have I not fully said in my content, in my streams, ladies and gentlemen, you are free to do whatever in your life that makes you happy. If you feel like you should be something that you weren't born as, you have the right to do whatever you want. It's up to you. You're making your own decision for yourself. When you're old enough to make the decision and have a valid, informed decision, go for it. Be happy. I literally want every person on earth to be happy. I think you should be able to be with whoever you want, right? Why should I? Okay, within reason. I'm not saying you can be with underage people. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you can be with anyone of any gender or whatever. Have fun. Have a good life, right? I fully support that, okay? I have no feelings like, oh, you can't be this, you can't be that, because that's my belief. I think that's actually a pretty closed-minded way to go through life. I think everyone deserves to be happy in their own way, all right? Where it gets extreme is when people are forcing stuff down your throat that you don't want, right? Be happy in your own way, but then don't say that I have to be like you. Because if everyone were the same, wouldn't life be boring as shit? So why do we always have to push one narrative or the other narrative or the other narrative? Why can't everyone just be happy in their own way and leave everybody else alone? Isn't it that what it's supposed to be about, is acceptance? Everyone just accepts everyone else for who they are? That's my belief system anyway. That's what I think. So I don't care about anyone. I don't care if you're straight or gay. I don't care if you're bi. I don't care if you're binary. I don't care if you're non-binary. I don't care what your gender is. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit. I haven't said that about video games. I don't care if the main character is male, female, somewhere in between, white, black, Asian, fucking purple polka dots with yellow stripes from fucking the planet Klutavu. I don't give a shit. Just make me a game that has fun gameplay, good graphics, a riveting story. I don't give a crap about any of those specifics. I don't think anyone should. But that's what we get hung up on today. We have to have an entire scene in Dragon Age Veilguard about it. It doesn't even matter. None of this matters. It doesn't. Anyway. Let's continue here. But yeah, you're right. My detractors will say, I'm anti-trans. Well, I never said that. What the fuck are you talking about? Just put words in my mouth because you're morons, right? Well, I don't give a fuck. Luckily, I don't give a fuck about what they say. So, okay. Someone took the $1.10. Hey, if you're tired of woke games, go play Stellar Blade. Oh my god. You are so obsessed with Stellar Blade, it's ridiculous, man. These people need help. That obsessed with Stellar Blade. Oh my god. Anyway, all right. So we're now up to $108 of support. We've almost hit the goal. Thank you all for that level of support. I really appreciate that. Anything else to talk about? You want to tag me in the chat? Or anyone have any more support or anything? Yeah, Adam says, apparently Stellar Blade was the second coming of Christ this year or something. Yeah, I know. That's the way these people act. I'll see you tonight for the campaign of Black Ops No Secret Revive. Sound good. Do I know the governor of Washington? Yes, he's my personal friend. I speak with him several times a day on the phone, and we have a direct DM line. At all times, I could talk with Governor Inslee. Of course, everyone knows this. What kind of question was that? Am I getting sick? No, I'm not. I have a little bit of issue with my sinuses today, but everything should be good. All right. Kyle, at this point, I haven't played Street Fighter 6 regularly in a long time. So, that's correct. Governor Inslee makes all of my thumbnails for me. That is absolutely correct. Governor Inslee is actually one of my editors on my channel, and he makes the thumbnails, and he works on my throwback videos. Correct. You're absolutely correct. He says that's better use of his time than actually governing the state. That's why he actually has done such a piss poor job as the governor. He's too busy making my thumbnails and editing my videos for me. There you go. Excellent. Have I started watching non-horror movies because October ended? No, last night I watched the latest video of Silent Hill 2 HD that has been remastered over on DSP Throwback, and I titled it and got it published for today. And then I watched 1 or 2 episodes of Peep Show. The show. The actual show. The anthology horror show. And then I went to sleep. Will I ever watch Andor? Probably not. I don't have Disney Plus, and I have no plans to get it. I know you guys keep trying to tell me to watch The Penguin, but I don't know if I'm going to. We'll see. Maybe I will. Because Max is definitely something we're keeping. We watch shows on Max all the time. So definitely that's the app. If we were going to keep an app, Max would be the one we would keep. So we'll see. The Salem's Lot remake is not bad. Okay. Did I ever watch The Substance? It sounds familiar. The Substance sounds very familiar to me. So maybe I watched it, but I can't remember. Yes, I've seen the movie Tremors. Oh, it's a new movie? Then I didn't see it. The Substance. Oh, no, I don't know about it then. Okay. What is that on? Substance. No, I didn't see any of the Terrifier films. You guys ask me this every day. I haven't seen any of the Terrifier films. I'm not interested in them. I feel like the Terrifier films are just gore for the sake of gore and shock value, but I'm not into that. You know, like gore for the sake of gore, but it's funny. Like, for example, Dead Alive or Brain Dead. I think that movie is funny because there's such insane gore. You can't take it seriously. It's still kind of gross. But I don't want to watch a horror movie where it's just, oh, look, brutally chopping people up. Why? Right? Like... What's my favorite Friday the 13th movie? Oh man, there's a few good ones. There's like the one with the kid who has there's the girl who has psychic powers, right? And fucks him up. And then there's the one where the kid, isn't it friggin' Corey Feldman? And he like dresses up like Jason, shaves his head, dresses up like Jason. It's so silly, but it's actually pretty good, that one. There's a few good ones. Dream Warriors. No, that's Nightmare on Elm Street. He asked about Friday the 13th. Now you're getting your franchises confused. Darkside Pimp has just arrived on Kick and gifted 9 subs to the community. I want to make sure I was doing 9. 9 subs to the community over on Kick. So first of all, let's get an animation because I do have animations now. We have to do the 5er because I have 1, 5, 10, 25, and 50. There's your animation. Thank you so much, Darkside Pimp. And that is the equivalent of $45 of support. What does that mean? I'll tell you what it means, folks. It means this week is off to a rousing and momentous start because we have just hit the 48th straight stream where we have hit all of my goals. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make it rain here in the throne room. Thank you for filling the king's coffers with his taxes. Thank you for supporting my content. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for enjoying. Thank you so much. This year has been amazing. I'm going to be saying thank you a lot more. This is Thanksgiving month. You realize that. So thank you guys so very, very much for the overwhelming support. It continues here live on the channel. Thank you. We already talked about the new goal, this unique Japanese restaurant where we could try very authentic Japanese cuisine at the end of the week. I hope that the momentum continues. Remember, it would be 56. When we hit 56, that's when we order the food on Friday. All right? Also, shout out to Guitar Player 1939, 40 months as a member, popping his membership notification there over on YouTube. Guys, we are literally 5 likes away from hitting 100 likes on YouTube. Let's hit 100 likes on YouTube, guys. Let's do it. Man, Kick is weird. So I'm on Kick, right? And it says I have 27 viewers. I refresh the page and it says I have 45. I can never tell how many viewers I have on Kick because it's never right. It's very odd. Maybe if I stayed on the page because I'm clicking off and on, maybe it doesn't load or update. I don't know. All right. When am I buying a new PC, asked Paul? If things keep going the way they're going. I'm looking maybe around Black Friday or even Cyber Monday to maybe get an awesome PC for streaming and capturing. I hope I can get a good deal on one. I think that would be the best time to get it. Ultra Beast Boy says, this is going to be nostalgic for me. It was 10 years ago on a Sunday you played the first Life is Strange, and now here we are again. You're right. You're absolutely right. I remember the day. I literally remember the day where you guys had convinced me to play Life is Strange, that I wasn't going to play it. But people had told me, no, since you like the Telltale games, you're going to love Life is Strange. And so I tried it, and I legit liked it. I thought it was short, and it wasn't. It was actually, the episodes were quite lengthy at that time. I was like, oh, this is, like, really good. So, yeah, cool. Super Bonchan says, if we hit 69 goals, will you play Stellar Blade? No. If we hit 69 goals, I'll buy a copy of Stellar Blade. I'll smash it with a hammer live on stream. No, I won't do that either. That's stupid. That's the dumb destruction performance art shit. Okay. All right, guys. It's time to end the show. Thank you so very much for chilling with me here today. Hope that you enjoyed the Level 1 podcast. I think we got a good clip to make. I think you know what the clip will be. So thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. You're right. Darkside Pimp gifted 9 subs, and therefore he has beaten Rend today. Let's get him up on the leaderboard there. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. All right. So, guys, thank you so much. Let's end the show. Tomorrow, I'm sure we'll be talking about how everything went today with Life is Strange and everything there. And keep in mind, tomorrow is React Day. And so tomorrow is the day that I always get nervous that the streak will end. Usually on gameplay days, it's fine. But the React is the stuff that makes me nervous. The whole day, because we get way less attendance and actually next to no support when I do React content like that. So hopefully tomorrow, the streak will continue. I really want to do this Japanese restaurant with you all. It's coming Friday. But thank you for a great start to the week. I hope that you enjoyed the show. And I will see you tomorrow on the Level 1 podcast.